Hello, welcome to Kim and Friends, where we laugh through the chaos, cry whenever the hell we feel like it, and always keep it real. Because as women, the conversations we have and the stories we share behind closed doors need to be heard out in the wild. I'm Kim, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen today. I really hope something resonates with you. Welcome back to Kim and Friends for another mini-sode with me today. I'm happy you're here. I had a question come through on my Instagram. So I'm just going to read the question and sort of see what falls out of me. I haven't really prepared much. I've been thinking about it. It came through a few days ago, and we did have a little back and forth, and maybe I'll share that as well. But what she asks is, how has having a daughter changed my current consciousness or mindset? Or how has it brought forth things that I forgot about myself as a young person and deepened my understanding of myself? And then along those same lines of knowing your worth and how she is trying to show that to her daughter while at the same time healing the parts of her that were hurt and sort of negotiating how she wants to present the world to her daughter while healing the parts of herself that were hurt when the world was being presented to her. I think I'm understanding that properly. And raising kids, raising girls, raising boys that can break the cycle of what they've been born into is a heavy topic for me. I think it's a heavy topic for all parents that are really trying to take what didn't work from their childhood and not repeat the cycle. And I have two parents that love me endlessly. I know that. And one has been able to show up for me steadfastly, consistently, unconditionally, and has the capacity to, and did as a child, to be there day in, day out. And I had another parent that was not able to do that for me. So a lot of what's prevalent in my makeup now from being raised predominantly by a single mom and only seeing my dad a few times a year, that's been the overwhelming, informing event that informs the cycle I want to break, the parent I want to be. So when she asks about breaking cycles, I am still married to their dad. And we're both in the house, and he's her soccer coach, and he sees her every day, tells her he loves her every day. But I would say, like, my damage comes through in that, like, I have this idyllic sort of 80s, 90s TV sitcom idea of what a good dad looks like. So when Daniel just acts like a dad, and we're all imperfect, like he's not always doing it perfect, but he's a damn good dad. And he's, tough on Edna. What the hell was that? In a soccer game, or, you did a piss poor job at this, or, whatever. I'm like, he's hurting her. He's hurting her. This is, she's going to carry the shame and she's going to, and I can just really tailspin in my head and then have to rein it back in and recognize that Edna is a separate person from me. She is on a separate life path with completely separate life circumstances. And I'm walking alongside her, and I certainly stepped in to guide her, and more so as she was younger than I do now. I want to step in more now, but she's a teenager, so I have to walk that tightrope, and recognize that, like, her relationship with her dad is exactly what it needs to be. It will not be perfect, but it will not be the same as mine. And when I let all of that bubble up inside of me and act like it's Edna's to carry too, or that that's working in reverse. That's not breaking the cycle. So I have to trust her dad, which I do. But when those things bubble up inside me, I sort of have to work them out in my own way, whether that be talking to my sister or talking to a friend, or I guess now getting on here and talking to all of you. A new little outlet for my inner monologue, the voices in my head. So I think that touches on a little bit of what Sarah's question was. And then also letting her be her own person. I was raised where my mom was a little ahead of her time. I was allowed to be a little more free with the way I dressed, I think, than a lot of my friends were. But Edna doesn't have strict dress codes at school. They wear crop tops. They wear sweaters off their shoulders and short shorts, and that's beautiful. But my conditioning, again, the first reaction, and then what you do with that reaction is your heart. I'll like kind of tense up and have to like, does this look okay? Edna comes downstairs. Does this look okay to wear to school today? Well, are you allowed to show your stomach? Well, is it okay that your shorts are that short? That's the conditioning. And then I have to take that moment and take that pause the same way when I want to like dig my claws into Daniel when he's just being a dad. I have to pause and say, like, do you feel good in what you're wearing right now? That's all that matters. It doesn't matter what I think about what you're wearing. Like, that's another way I try to. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about how you look. It matters what you think about how you look. And if I can remove that from her, not needing my validation, then maybe that helps her not need as much validation from everybody around her. So that's something. Raising daughters. And then also just knowing like we're bound to screw something up. I'm screwing it up. Hopefully I'm doing more things right than I'm doing them wrong. I think I can say with confidence I'm doing more things right than I'm doing wrong. But yeah, that's for me personally, the thoughts that I have on raising daughters and how I can bring my own damage to the party. Thanks for listening. I'll see you again next week.